Yellow flag's going up right now.
Class 5 to 7. The grid order is going to be based on where they finished in the last race, and that'll get the inside lines. And then some of the new boats that are here, they'll have to go to the outside.
Yep.
In their class.
Some of the other classes do it as a lane draw the morning of the race, and that's what you'll see this afternoon with the 450 class.
And boats will have to maintain their lanes all the way through the first turn.
So your inside lane looks to be the TFR X Insurance Golf and Gator, the 30-foot Phantom with J.J. Turk and Nick Buis. Lane 2, I'm thinking that's Tunnel Vision with Michael McColgan and Robert Bryant. Lane 3 is Bulletproof with Craig Belfato and Elijah Kingery. And lane 4 is Rum Runners with driver Tom Crowley and throttles Fran Bellatato.
Oh, there the green flag is up, and the race is on. The 2024 Ocean City Grand Prix presented by Race World Offshore. As we watch the Class 500 boats, well, they're, of course, going to...
It's actually Rum Runners in lane 2 and Tunnel Vision's lane 4.
Yeah, they're going to move away from the Class 700 boats who can only run 60 miles an hour.
Now, this is where it's got to be tough to not just firewall that throttle stick. You got to hold it to 75 miles an hour, or you're going to break out.
So they're coming towards the official start of this race in terms of laps. You'll see the yellow buoy coming onto your screen. It's a 4-mile course.
Yep.
And these boats are running 9 laps in Class 500.
And they just passed, so that's the official start of the race right there, for lack of a better term.
Looking back towards the west and to the beaches of Ocean City, Maryland, we are racing.
And what a show they're giving them.
They are.
Now here's your 700 boats.
You got to love these guys. They're so much fun to watch. As Owen talked about, he could set that boat up to run 90, 100, but he's bracketed at 60.
He's in the lead right now in the Statement Marine X Insurance with driver Ricky Harmeyer. Now we're back to the lead in the bracket 500 class.
Yeah, the X Insurance Golf and Gator, J.J. Turk and Nick Buis
pulling out to a lead. They had to hold their lanes through the first turn, but after that they can go wherever someone isn't basically on the course. You don't want to cut people off or get in a collision, but you can now kind of try to move around lanes to improve your position, because in these classes it's rare that you're going to get past someone on a straightaway if you're all bracketed at 75 miles an hour.
It'll be interesting to watch these Class 700 boats and see how they handle the ground swell, if they get a little more air than the Class 500 boats.
Yeah, now second place there is a Hartman X Insurance with John Izzetti and Jerry Hartman on the throttles. And third is Team Shadow, which is out of the 21 Shadow with Lou LaFerrera and Kyle Zangle. Now we're back to X Insurance Golf and Gator, the 30-foot Phantom, based out of Cocoa Beach, where J.J. Turk is from. And
back now to Class 700.
Still the battle for second and third in 700. That's Hartman X Insurance in second, and Phantom, or Team Shadow rather, in third.
What a gorgeous day here in Ocean City, Maryland. Looking back at the Class 700 boats, and they're keeping them pretty well in the water here this afternoon. Our first start of 2 days of racing.
Oh, the fourth place boat looks like that's Chug It with Chase Muller and Jax Muller out of Lake Hopatcong. And then the orange boat is Lake Hopatcong Marine, which is a 21 Shadow with Michael and Anthony Guido.
So, yeah, we have a couple of new boats from the area coming in and racing for the first time here in Class 700.
And if the name Muller and Lake Hopatcong sound familiar, they're the sons of Jay Muller, who throttles WHM Motorsports in the Super Cat class. Now there's your Class 7 leaders, 1, 2, and 3, and that shows you how competitive this is. I mean, whoa. Tunnel Vision kind of had a problem holding the line there. That was the third place boat in bracket 500. That's a 28 Pantera with a big engine in it, and they're really working together.
Keep that boat under bracketed speed.
Just keeping it, they're the newest team in the class right now. JJ and Nick are pretty new too, but they have a proven hull that was set up for them perfectly. Rum Runners is a very good 26 Scarab out of, that's a local boat. And Tom Crowley, Fran Velitato couldn't say enough about Tom's driving at Lake of the Ozarks. He's so pleased with how they're coming together.
So coming around after lap number 1 of 9, it's the X-Insurance team, Buis and Turk, that have the lead.
Yep.
And that is the official finish of lap number 1. Here come our next boats up.
Rum Runners in second, and Bulletproof and Tunnel Vision are almost a dead heat for third and fourth.
And a look back at Class 700. One thing you will see throughout these races over the 2 days is boats, having the lead is hugely important. You can establish the line that you want to run. You want to try and stay out of the dirty water, the wake in front of you. So obviously,
right,
if you're up front, you have that opportunity.
And especially in these narrow beam V-bottoms, they'll get them oscillating side to side when when the waves hit them from the side. You want to try to take a V-bottom and punch it straight through a wave. Oh, someone struck a buoy in turn 2, so that's going to be a time penalty for whoever the officials say hit it. And here we have Lake Hapatcong Marine and Chugget again. And Chugget is a velocity, which is a little different running surface than the traditional V-bottoms because it has a wide, flat pad at the back of the boat.
Good look overhead at Tunnel Vision.
The Pantera, which is a favorite of rough water aficionados in all elements of high-performance boating.
Michael McLaughlin and Robert Bryant running in second, in fourth in Class 500. There's Team Farnsworth.
The X-Insurance helicopter shot. Yep. I mean, how pretty is that?
The Bulletproof team with Craig Valfato and Elijah Kingery.
Yeah, they've switched up positions. Elijah's throttling now, and Craig's driving. And that's one of the few boats in these classes that actually has suspension seats to make it a little easier on the team.
Live coverage at Race World Onshore's YouTube channel and Facebook page. And also here locally at Radio Ocean City, Beach Vibes, RadioOceanCity.com, 24/7.
We're still waiting for the 700 boats to complete lap 1, correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I've been watching the screen pretty closely. That's a good point.
I'm thinking they should be coming by any minute.
Yeah, they should be.
But here's Rum Runners. This is now when people hear the name Scarab, this is a Larry Smith Scarab that was purpose-built for racing years ago. This boat was not built at Wellcraft in Sarasota, Florida. But look at just a classic V-bottom, the way Tom can turn that boat. They're still talking about being able to turn it tighter and tighter as he gets more comfortable.
Yeah, and I mean, if we did miss them, we'll catch up to them when they come back around the second time. I haven't seen them go down. They did pass by us, so they are out. Class 700 folks is out on their second lap. We'll get you updated on them when they come back through as we watch Class 500 coming in after lap number 2, and it continues to be the Statement Marine Team, X-Insurance, Nick Buis and J.J. Turk with the lead. Still chasing them closely is Rum Runners, Tunnel Vision, and the Bulletproof team. Good look overhead of Buis and Turk. It's been a great season for them.
Yeah, and that boat has been a front runner in Bracket 500 for a few years. Michael Stancombe stepped out of the boat after Key West last year, and then JJ made the partnership with Nick, and it's been successful so far.
They are completing lap number 2, Tunnel Vision.
That's Rum Runners in second.
Rum Runners in second. That was a shot of Tunnel Vision, which
Tunnel Vision is in third,
right?
And Bulletproof Team Farnsworth is in fourth. So they're holding station right now.
They're all holding close to their bracketed speed. We hope, we think, these races will always get determined officially afterwards because they'll turn in their data cards and the race officials will tech all of these boats in all different classes. So we get a great shot of
especially with 4 boats in a class, they're going to tech them all in case somebody did break out because that will move someone up or down. Or
as they dive there to the inside, which will be the tighter line around this course. They had to pull off the throttle there a little bit and something may have gone wrong.
Yeah, I was
with them.
wondering there because they looked like they. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for rum runners as the race goes on.
Now, this is
still.
this is Class 700.
Statement X Insurance leading.
Yep.
With, I think that's Team Shadow. I'm not sure. We're trying to get them, but these little boats are coming towards us right now. And then that's Hartman X Insurance in third.
As our X Insurance Celicamp follows the overall leader here, Class 500, Nick Buis and J.J. Turk. The Ocean City Grand Prix here on this beautiful Saturday off the waters of Ocean City, Maryland, on the Eastern Shore.
Well, the cool thing is Rick Lindsay is supporting teams at this level, and even in bracket 700 as well as in the bigger classes, because everyone could use a little financial help in this sport.
X Insurance also sponsoring Buis's Mod V.
One.
So that's the second, number 2 boat there coming through. I think you're
Lake Hapatcong. That's Lake Hapatcong Marine right there.
Yeah, they're running in third place.
I've got them fourth.
Do you have them fourth? Okay. Who's second?
Second was Team Shadow. Third was Hartman X Insurance. Fourth is Chug It now, and fifth is actually Lake Hapatcong.
They're 2 laps of 6 in for bracket class 700. Apologies, 7 laps for class 700 here today as they continue to extend their lead in class 500.
Yeah,
X Insurance, there's your number 2 boat coming around the north turn number 1.
This is where you start saying, I hope Nick isn't getting too assertive on the throttle.
Yeah, Rum Runners
is down.
We did see that they came off power as we lost the shot at that moment when they went around the turn 1 the last time.
And usually if the helmets are off, that's pretty much saying they're done. I'm sorry to say.
Looking back towards the fans lining the beaches here in Ocean City, Maryland. Rum Runners down. The yellow flag is out for caution.
A yellow flag means basically when you get to the area where there's a potential problem, just be aware of it. They don't necessarily mandate slowing, or it's not like a red. The course isn't going to stop. And here is Rick Lindsay looking down on his favorite Class 5 boat, X Insurance, which is also still sponsored, I believe, by Golf and Gator, which is over in Cocoa Beach.
Tunnel Vision in second in Class 500.
Yep.
Bulletproof in third. As we look at our number 2, 3 boats, I believe, or it looks like Statement might have gotten around, but he's got the farther.
Oh, Hartman Statement, yep, around. Might have gotten around Team Shadow,
but
in bracket 700.
Yeah, Shadow's got the shorter way around the course here.
Yep. And we are still in the yellow flag until we can get Rum Runners cleared into the middle of the course.
This is where you don't want to hit the throttle a little bit too much and break out of your 60-mile-an-hour bracket just because the guy got around you, or vice versa.
Yeah, you're gnashing your teeth saying, come on, we can get around this guy.
I had a long conversation with Owen's dad, Nick, who was aboard the X Insurance right there, about that. He said it drove him crazy the first time he was in a bracketed boat. The race couldn't be over soon enough for him.
Yep.
It was because you couldn't push the boat to its exact limits.
Well, and given this boat's pedigree, and then the pedigree of the Mod V boat that they raced together, Nick was kind of like, well, the only thing I can do is look bad, because they've won so much before I got in them.
Right.
And now he's, I'd say he's doing pretty well.
All right, so we do have a yellow flag. We do have a boat down on the course.
Yep.
But racing resumes. And I think another reason why there's concern is because apparently we have a buoy that got clipped, and we're not sure whether or not it's out of service or if it's having to be removed from the course, because it is popped. But that could be another concern for
and that
race
also
officials.
Adds to the navigational challenges when you're running 70 miles an hour, and you need a mark of the course so you know where to turn.
Here comes our leaders again in Class 700, bracketed speed 60 miles an hour. Boats we'll see later on today, they can run as fast as they can go. The factory 450Rs will get racing around 2 o'clock here in the Ocean City Grand Prix.
And that's Owen and Jerry Harmeyer in the Statement Marine X Insurance 22-foot activator built up in Long Island. The activators and the superboats do pretty well in this class, and this is the Pantera, again, the 28 with tunnel vision with Michael McColgan and Robert Bryant. Robert was last year's world and national champion in bracket 700 with Cameron Turk, JJ Turk's son.
Yeah, you can see rum runners kind of drifting back to the course, so that's definitely causing the yellow flag. Coast Guard is on site holding them off.
And here's a great race for third and fourth with Chuggett and Lake Hapatcong Marine. That's fourth and fifth, rather. This is second and third. The shadow boat is back on the inside of Hartman X Insurance, so...
Yep, went back into second.
Yep, good battle there. And especially considering Team Shadow's not out here a lot, they're handling the whole bracket situation, and at least it would seem, as far as showing the restraint you need to not run faster than your class's limit.
X Insurance coming back around for the finish of lap number 4 of 9 here. It's not quite yet at the halfway point. Eric, a lot going on to put on a race like this.
Oh my gosh.
The United States Coast Guard, hugely important. They take a look at the course map and they issue a permit. They're here in force.
Just a note, Bulletproof just went by, but I don't know if I saw tunnel vision pass our vantage point. That wasn't on camera, but I'm just trying to keep track of the running order for you folks.
And so U.S. Coast Guard, in support of this event, have deployed.
Oh my gosh!
Plenty of
between
boats,
the Coast
men
Guard
and
and the volunteers from the local area.
Yep.
I mean, you have to have a boat at every turn. You have to have patrol boats to make sure that pleasure boats aren't coming onto the course. There's all, and you have the helicopters in the air. I don't know if we have a marine mammal helicopter at this race, but
that's always a giant concern of race organizers and Race World Offshores in specific. Bulletproof.
And here's Bulletproof. This is part of the new team that Wynn Farnsworth is backing.
So 579 is down.
Tunnel vision is down.
Did go down.
Yep. So now Bulletproof Good Cars is up to second place.
Yep. Our second boat in Class 500 to break down here halfway through the race. Tunnel vision, there they are on screen. Tough day for Michael McLaughlin and Robert Bryant.
Attrition's part of it, and a lot of times when it's calm like this, that can actually be harder because you're winding up the engines even more.
Great shot from the X Insurance Helicam. Team Shadow and the Statement Marine.
And that looks like Team Shadow's running a 2-stroke 300.
It does.
The yellow flag has been cleared, so 579, where they are down, they're probably not endangering anything on the course. We can see them. They're not on our screen, but there's a patrol boat pulling up to them, so they're getting taken care of, and good to see that they're all right. It's not the way they wanted their day to go, but no one's hurt so far. And this is Owen and Mr. Harmeyer back out front in their, and there's tunnel vision getting the rope. Cito is going to get them back to the harbor the slow way, unfortunately.
Again, we'll get back to that race for a second.
See, now that was almost scary there because they, Hartman X Insurance almost put themselves inside the buoy line, and then they had to come back out. So they just cost themselves some time there.
Those of you on the live stream, you got to see a great shot of racing to the pen, trying to take the shortest way around the course.
And then Shadow shut the door, which is a legal move. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, as we see the Class 500 boat, you can see the difference in speed as they will lap the Class 700 boats. They're not racing together. He's coming around. He stays to the outside and gives way, lets the smaller boats have the inside track. And the way the way X Insurance is running right now in Class 500, I mean,
And
they
that
just will
is-
not be stopped.
That is a rule too.
Yeah.
When there are multiple boats, multiple classes on the course at the same time, it is in the rule book that the faster boats will go around the outside. So that's just part of what they have to do.
5 laps now in of 9. As we watch Bulletproof now running in second.
And this is
Team Shadow has, about a 8-boat lead now in running in second in Class 700 as they come around for the 4th time of 6. Just a couple laps left for Class 700. You get a great shot.
yeah, this is Nick Nick passing his son.
down the beach as these boats are running southbound in front of the fans here in Ocean City. Great job from Parker Lindsay riding aboard with his dad Rick in the X Insurance Helicam. There they are,
Look
side
at
by
this
side.
battle for
Yep.
4th and 5th, and they don't
Chug
care
it.
that it's 4th and 5th.
Chug it in Lake Hapatcong. I knew I was going to stumble on that.
Yep. But that's
I jinxed myself saying I had it.
And Lake Hapatcong's getting the inside lane. So that's bragging rights for when they go back home, because they're all from Lake Hapatcong right there. So this is the 30-foot Phantom boat built in Sarasota, Florida by a gentleman named Will Smith. And that used to be Team Allen Lawn Care many years ago.
Is that the boat that he won in his, we just saw the Statement Marine team kind of.
The Hartman Statement did
Yep.
a little sideways catch off a wake there a little bit.
Yep, slowed them up, but they're back up on the throttles and back up to speed. Is that the one that he won the world championship in the production class, I wonder? This one.
I believe so.
Yeah, that was Bill Miller's. Billy's going to kill me. Billy Allen's first world championship.
And I believe he got that boat from the Twisted Chicks team. When they ran it in Factory 1, I'm not sure, but I'm sure my phone will tell me soon enough.
Yeah. So there's X Insurance, Class 700. The Activator continuing what it's done all year long, which is run out front. They're your National High Points champ, along with their sister ship running in Class 500 in the American Powerboat Association Series with Owen Buis and Ricky Harmeyer. Now back to Pop's boat, Nick Buis of Statement Marine. Nick was part of a world championship in Super Cat class. He sponsored a boat in 2004. Todd Werner and
Yeah, that was the Pro Marine team, right?
that's right, and John Tomlinson were on that boat as they raced a skater to the Key West World Championships in 2004. Nick Buis was Statement Marine. Who will be racing this group, JJ Turk and Nick Buis in their X Insurance partnership will be racing tomorrow in the Mod V class and also leading in the National Series in that boat as well.
And JJ's also a big part of putting on the Thunder on Cocoa Beach race in his hometown. And now it looks like the Orange Crush there, the Lake Hapatcong Marine has gotten ahead of Chugget for 4th and 5th in 700 class.
Back on top of your overall leader, X Insurance here in Class 500. The Ocean City Grand Prix from beautiful Ocean City, Maryland. Visit OCOcean.com.
This should end lap 6. Yep, that should be the end of lap 6 for Class 500.
3 laps to go in this first race for Class 500.
Boat's looking smooth. I would imagine Nick has pulled back to just... JJ's very good at turning around and keeping an eye on the boats behind him, too. And you can see now, as this boat comes out of the water, you can see the single step right under the F in Farnsworth. So that is a step design Warlock built. And I think that's like a 2000. Well, that was a California company, very popular with the high-performance boats out on Havasu and Lake Mead and areas like that. I actually raced a 29-foot Warlock called Wizard of Oz in Key West one year. But I think there were about 30 boats in the class. And this is a Velocity 22-footer. This is the Hartman X Insurance with the 300R Mercury outboard. So
our lead boats will come back through one more time in Class 700. Now 5 laps in of 7 with the Statement Marine X Insurance continuing to lead. Team Shadow in second, and your Hartman X Insurance holding in third.
Fourth place is Lake Hapatcong Marine, the Shadow. And fifth place is the 22 Velocity Chug It.
Bulletproof. And Elijah Kingery and Craig Belfato aboard. Glad to have all the race teams that have showed up here. We appreciate all of the teams up and down the classes, from bracketed all the way up to Super Cat, for supporting the Ocean City Grand Prix.
And this is going to be one of those events where after this year, word of mouth is going to help build the fleet for next year for sure, because this is just such a nice venue. You get a couple of guys talking, it's like, you got to go to Ocean City next year. It was so nice. But the boat's riding well. They and you know, Elijah's dad, Bill Kingery, was a factory and 1 and 2 class racer, and he's a big part of that team. Now we see the race again for 4th and 5th in bracket 700. Lake Hapatcong Marine is getting a little bit of a lead on Jackson Chase Muller. We'll see if they...
Oh, big air there by Lake Hapatcong.
But they've got 2 more laps, so anything can happen in another 8 miles, right?
Well, you got to settle that boat down. You can see on screen, if you're watching on the live stream, as they got up in the air twice, and then once kind of scrubbed a lot of speed. The 5th place boat was able to make up a bunch of time on them in the Chug It.
And now we're back with the
leaders, Class
the leaders
500.
in Class 500.
Watch X Insurance come around. There'll be 2 laps to go after this one to finish up our first race of the day. Coming up at roughly 2 o'clock, we'll have the factory 450R boats. JJ Turk, Nick Buis, now back to the number 2 boat from above with the X Insurance Helicam. Team Farnsworth, the Bulletproof. There's X Insurance.
That's the end of lap 7.
Finishing lap 7 of 9.
This is kind of like that crank it up part of the NASCAR races. Just let the people hear the engine noise.
And tomorrow, probably, well, certainly the loudest boats out here on the APBA National Series, the Super Vs and the Super Cats, will be out here making a lot of noise. Mod Vs as well are got a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of inboard power tomorrow, and some with tractor pipes that'll really.
Dirty Money comes to mind. Love the sound of that boat.
Team Farnsworth.
And well, the Farnsworth comes out the side.
Does it come out the side?
But the Cortez fountain.
The Cortez boat has
the tractor pipes.
Tractor pipes in it. The other boat in Super V class. Yeah.
And here we are coming up on the white flag lap. We don't know if they're going to wave a white flag. We're just calling it that because this should be the end of lap 6 for the bracket 700 boats. And running order is pretty much unchanged. Owen and why can't I remember Mr. Harmeyer's first name? Ricky. Yeah. Owen and Ricky are doing a good job defending their line. You know, I'm sure they're turning around and looking back every once in a while to make sure. They even have you can see a small rear view mirror, but I don't know how much that's really telling them. Looks like they got a little cowling issue there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Looks like part of it's missing.
Your number 2 boat overall.
Ooh. That looked like Elijah just took a little bit of a hit there. I mean, even though we say it's calm for Ocean City, it's not like it's perfectly flat either. they're still they're still taking some hits.
You're always going to have that rolling swell coming in. Today, it's definitely, it's not building, certainly. It's running against the wind.
Yep.
Which is coming in from the ocean here today. There's Lake Hapakong.
So everyone is on their final lap for bracket 700.
No changes in the order in Class 700 as Chugga continues to trail back in 5th place. Out for their last lap of the day. Glad to have these young men that come race here at Ocean City.
Now, I wonder how Jax and Chase get along after the race. if the driver is telling the throttle, but why didn't you do this or that? Or
well,
but this is the activator with Owen and Ricky still out front. 22-foot boat that they basically redid, or Owen redid with his dad. Strapped on the tieback suit, did the fiberglass repairs, and here's the Hartman X Insurance. Those who've been watching the racing through the year know that the Hartman boat has the red transom, and the X Insurance statement is the all green and livery that matches the bracket 500 boat. And this is a 22 Velocity, made famous by Steve Stepp. Here's the 30-foot Phantom. X Insurance, TFR, Golf and Gator. And this is going to be the start of their white flag lap as they pass the yellow buoy.
So that'll be one more lap to go for JJ Turk and Nick Buis of Statement Marine and the X Insurance team. Back to the X Insurance Helicam, our number 2 boat overall in Class 700, Team Shadow. You get a real good look down into the cockpit. The driver, he steers the boat. The throttle man, as you can see him pumping the throttles, working the trim.
Kyle Zangle and Lou LaFerrera. That boat's in good shape because those shadows aren't new. They've been around a while.
And our number 2 boat in Class 700. X Insurance with a 27-second lead over the Bulletproof team.
So the next time all these classes come by the yellow start finish, that's going to be the yellow finish buoy, and the pace boat has the checkered flag ready to wave. It's off your screen right now, but
yep,
this is what they're racing towards.
And here's your leader in Class 700, X Insurance, with Owen and Ricky on board, Statement Marine team.
What were you doing at 15?
I'm not sure I want to say. But I wasn't riding in a boat like that.
I might have been riding in a boat, but it wasn't a cool one like that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, we were riding it, but we were sneaking rides in my best friend's dad's boat at 10 o'clock at night when he went to bed. But no, it was just, it was a fishing boat.
I was probably fishing.
We thought we were cool.
I was fishing with my dad in a 16-foot MFG with a 40-horse outboard. But this kid's got a bright future. They both. Ricky does too. I mean, Ricky's new to the sport, but he's in the industry, and
Owen
that's a good team.
Owen is a purist. I mean, it was his passion for powerboat racing. It got his dad to get back into the sport, and we're going to see a lot of Owen Buis in the future. Make no mistake.
I don't think he's
racing is in his blood.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, not at all. And there's some really great young people involved in this sport. We'll talk about that during our broadcast.
I mean, JJ's son, Cameron Turk.
Yes.
Hall of Champions last year with Robert Bryant from the Tunnel Vision team. So, yeah, but you can see some damage on the cowling there on their boat. So
and there they are, waving their hands as they take the checkered flag. A little bit of damage too to the cowling on the engine. So they must have busted into something. But
Team Shadow finishes in second. So nice job
winner.
by them.
X Insurance takes first.
And here's third place. Third place coming across is Hartman, X Insurance.
Nice finish for Team Shadow. Lou Ferreira
yeah.
and Kyle Zangle.
And we're just waiting for the, yep, here's the Lake Hopatcong Marine.
And then Chug It.
Chug It needs to just cross the finish line. There they go. They're coming up right now. And now we get to see the TFR X Insurance Golf and Gator 30-foot Phantom come towards the finish. Another successful outing for JJ Turk and Throttleman Nick Buis. And nice comeback for Nick. I mean, he hurt his back pretty hard in Key West last year, racing in the bracket 700 boat with Owen rather. So he took a little time, got things squared away, and good to see him back out here.
Another big day for Turk and Buis and X Insurance in Class 700. All of these results unofficial.
Yep.
Bracketed boats have to turn in their data cards and make sure that they stayed within the bracketed speeds of each of the classes. We'll see some more bracketed class racing tomorrow.
So then we'll probably see if they hand them each a checkered flag, the side-by-side X Insurance checkered flag poses from the Buis family. Last year it was the Turk family in Key West, if you remember. They had the 30-foot Phantom with JJ, and then they had a Nitra from Sweden with Cameron Turk and Robert Bryant. So
yeah, some interesting boats in Class 700.
Yeah.
The Super Boat is another.
Long Island staple, the super boats, and there are a lot of performance enthusiasts, especially on websites like Scream and Fly, who want to see a Tough from Canada in the 700 class, because those are fast little outboard boats. They make beautiful boats. So it would be, and yet you have the Activators, you have Progression from Long Island that's been successful in the bracket 700 class, but that gives you an idea the winds are picking up. We're about 14 miles an hour now.
Yeah, out of the west-northwest, still coming from the shore, and that's good. That bodes well for the rest of the day.
So Owen has his flag. Now let's see if they've got one for Dad.
I think it took a drink.
Uh-oh, did they try to throw it?
They did.
Oops.
He was coming by under quite a bit of speed, and I think it might have. Yeah, it's in the water, I think.
Oops.
It's in the water. I can see it. Yep, they're backing down on it right now.
Yeah, I made a mistake years ago of not stowing my bow cover on my boat, and I just went out for a quick run because I was testing a prop. The next thing I know, my bow cover's in Sebago Lake, and it was gone in seconds.
As they fish the checkered flag for Class 500 out.
Yeah, it'll dry.
Of the Atlantic Ocean.
It'll dry in those breezes as they hold it up heading in.
Hey, this is the first race that Race World Offshore has produced that is on the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
Key West is kind of.
Well, it's the Florida Straits,
yeah.
we call it.
Yep.
So the Florida Straits, and certainly Marathon is the Gulf of Mexico. So, yeah.
Oh, come on, you got to get it closer than that, guys. Docking.
Oh, there's one more time. Good catch.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess
waving the checkered flag.
I guess race boats aren't set up real well to go slow.
They're not. No.
And there we go. We're going to see the X Insurance team. And somehow I bet we see a helicopter over them fairly soon with the same colors on it to get a nice shot of the two boats running in together.
There they are. The X Insurance Helicam, their sponsored boats. X Insurance Class 700 and X Insurance Class 500. Winners today here at the Ocean City Grand Prix.